How's it everyone, this is Local, and in today's video we're going to be crafting some Cold Seismic Trapper gear. So to start off, we have this little Void Scepter, then we're also going to do gloves. And the reason we're doing two items is because these are partially crafted already, and I like to usually start from the beginning, but we'll make it interesting. So let's start off with this little scepter. Now we're doing this on behalf of Guitaraholic, admin, friend of the channel, friend of the me. We're gonna start off here. All right, so what do we want on this? We're gonna be multi-modding this, but we need to clean it up a bit. So how do we do that? Well, it's actually pretty easy. What we're first gonna do is prefixes cannot be changed, 2x, and then we're gonna give it a little scour. This is gonna get rid of the suffixes like that. And now you're thinking, how the heck? How do we get rid of that mana? There's actually a very safe way to do it. And the way is with this. So if we go cannot roll custom modifiers, this for some reason respects annuls. So in the same way that we cannot not add any custom modifiers, we also cannot annul any custom modifiers. So the only thing we can remove is that mana or cannot roll custom modifiers, which is what we removed. Let's try again. Cannot roll custom modifiers and annul. Again, luckily this is only 5 blessed orbs. There we go. All right, so now we have clean prefixes. This is very cool. And by the way, in order to get +1 all and +1 physical, I used some of the new recombinators. I had one with +1 all and I had one with +1 phys. I used a weapon recombinator, slap them together, and it worked. So now what is the next step? Well, we want to get a veiled modifier on this thing, and you're probably thinking just use a veiled chaos, right? However, what we're going to do is actually go for an ashling. The reason we're doing ashling instead of using a veiled chaos is going to re-roll the item. Our prefixes will be safe, and then also add on a veiled modifier. So it could add on a bunch of rubbish and a veiled modifier. What we want is just a veiled modifier and everything else nice and clean. So we're gonna head over to the Forbidden Trove, try find an ashling, and see what we can unveil. We hit a suffix, I was actually hoping to hit a prefix because there is a spell damage, chaos damage hybrid mod that's very nice. However, there are still some good suffixes. This is going to be a boss build, so something like crit multi when a unique enemy is nearby would be good. But before we do that, we're going to block charges, damage per charge. This will block any Unveil of Power, Endurance, or Frenzy charge. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to find Jun, head over to her and unveil, and let's see, maybe double damage? Ooh, cast speed. You know what? Actually, none of these are good. We don't want attack speed, we don't want cast speed. But now, what we want to do is pick a modifier that doesn't have the caster tag. That way we don't need to lock prefixes scour, we can just do the trick we did again. Attack speed, this does not have the caster tag, so we'll take that. And then we head back over to the crafting bench. You can see this doesn't have the caster tag, so cannot roll caster modifiers. Annul. Annul. There we go. All right. So unfortunately, every failed ashling is 3x, but fortunately, ashlings are cheap this league, so prefixes cannot be changed. Let's go find ourselves another ashling. We hit a prefix, nice. Thank you. Although a prefix is preferable, it does mean we cannot block anything. So, we're gonna have to dodge some stuff. However, fortunately our 2 mods are safe. Please give us the spell damage one. Ouch. Fire damage, ignite, phys, impale. None of these are good. Maybe getting a suffix is better because we can at least block, but alright, we do it again. We go again. We hit suffix. Alright, I think I'm actually happier with the suffix. So again, we block power charge or any charge. There we go. Gives us a little bit more control. And now something good. Chance to deal double damage. I think that's alright. I think maybe we go with that. Otherwise, we're going to have to keep doing this until we get something else. Alright, confirmed. We will go with double damage. Double damage, great. Modifier 6 to 7%. Basically 6 to 7% more damage. Now we need to finish this thing off. So in order to do that, we're going to multi-mod it. Because it's early in the league and I can't afford to do more. If we had hit a really good prefix Unveil, it would have made sense to maybe lock prefixes and reforge crit. But again, there's only so much currency early on in League, so we'll do what we can. So we're going to multi-mod this, can have up to 3 crafted modifiers, and then we're going to go for spell damage, non-chaos is extra, that's very nice, and then trap throwing speed. This is very nice for seismic builds. Your higher your trap throwing speed, the more pulsy your little seismic trap is, and here we go. This cost a bit. I mean, if this base was 4x, even though I, made it myself, it would cost 4x to buy, and then there was another 14x spent. We did get a bit screwed on the ashlings, but we can give this a quick price check, see if there's anything quite like it. So this costs us about 14x to make, and yeah, this one is similar. Very similar. They got the movement speed. This is kind of useless. It's also on a stabilizing scepter. This one's on a Secrets of Suffering scepter, which is great. However, yeah, it's not quite finished. Then there's this one. So even though we got a little bit messed around on the ashling, I don't think this was too bad. We did come out on top, and we have a very nice little scepter. But now we have gloves to make. And how do we make these gloves? So Guitaraholic bought these as is on the trade side, I believe for 4 or 5x. It has the POWAH mod, damage against chilled enemies, lightning res, and spell suppression. Very nice suffixes. However, the prefixes are a bit crap. So what we need to do is clean off our prefixes. And in order to do that, we're going to use a Grand Eldritch Ember. This will mean that if we use an Eldritch Annul, which we have over here, if Searing Exarch is dominant, remove a prefix. If Eater of Worlds is dominant, remove a suffix. Searing Exarch is dominant, so we can safely annul off a prefix, just like that. And now what do? Well, the plan is to go with good old Veiled Chaos. And we're going to go suffixes cannot be changed, just like this. And then Veiled Chaos. Hopefully we don't get too much trash. Cool. And now before we unveil, we check Craft of Exile to see what do we block. Blocking essentially means we're putting something on the item that we do not want to unveil. So if we craft it on first, then we cannot unveil it. So we're going to put something on that we don't want, and then we're going to take it to Jun. So let's see. I'm going to put up on the screen now the potential unveils, and my guess is probably +2 level of melee gems or AoE gems. Those have got a fairly high weight. The one we're going for is phys converted to cold. That's what we really want. So let's block. So melee strike gems, one divine orb. And now we take it over to Jun. Everyone put your hands together and hope we see the phys converted to chaos. Oh no. Phys converted to fire. It's so close. Alright, well we take it. And we do it again. So the reason we're not using the crafting bench, you can go phys converted to cold over here, but it's only 25%. I believe you need the unveiled one to get that 100% phys converted to cold. Seismic Trap is a phys skill. So we go suffixes cannot be changed. Another 2x. Bye-bye. And then Veiled Chaos, please don't give me a whole lot of trash. Ugh. All right, we got it. We can actually craft this on. This has a similar weight, so we can just do that. And that's only a few alterations. Please, phys converted to cold. There we go. Brilliant. Phys converted to cold. Ta-da! Here is our little thingy. Almost done. And now what can we do? We can go over to the bench and maybe before we craft on life to finish it up, there is one thing we can do. We can Eldritch Exile this, and because again, Searing Exarch is dominant, we are guaranteed a prefix. Also, because our suffixes are full, we are guaranteed a prefix. So now the question is, do we want to block something like armor, which is an unwanted mod that is very likely to hit, or do we want to block life? This is a very good tier of life, and what could happen is we hit maybe tier 2 life, and then we're in a bit of a pickle where we need to basically do the Veiled Chaos thing again, unless we hit a lucky and null. I'm gonna go for the safe option and just go for life here. Perfect. And then just hit it with this and hope we get something good. There's actually not a ton of really good things we could get. So honestly, armor is actually probably one of the good options. All right. 1 to 2 cold damage to attacks. There is a little hint at the dang yo gloves. I'll see it that way. But here are the gloves. Let's give these a quick price check. So here's similar ones. Phys converted to cold, life. This one does not have spell suppression. Neither do these. Neither do these. None of these have spell suppression. These ones do. These ones are actually very similar. However, it is not a high tier of cold res, of chaos res. These ones are also fairly similar. So these ones in total cost about 9x to make. And this is how they look. This is the final step. Something important that I forgot about, but we're going to hit this until we get phys converted to cold. Spell suppression is so nice. Phys converted to lightning. Phys converted to cold. Brilliant. So these gloves have about 50% phys converted to cold, and then included on the tree down here, we have this. 40% phys converted to cold, the cold mastery. So these gloves with that mastery alone is 90% phys converted to cold. So here are our lovely finished products. We have these gloves with 50% approximately phys converted to cold, life, and then the incursion cold res mod. By the way, pro tip, little sneaky side thing, you can use the harvest change resistance to change this incursion mod to the other one. So if you go cold to lightning, you'll get the damage against shocked enemies. Anyway, this also has lightning res and spell suppression. Beautiful pair of gloves. And here we have this little void scepter. It gave us a bit of a rough time, but the end result is something very lovely. Plus 1 level of all spell skill gems, level of all physical spell skill gems, that's +2 to Seismic Trap, chance to deal double damage, spell damage, non-chaos is extra chaos, and trap throwing speed. So if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and big thank you to Guitaraholic for giving us items and currency to craft with. These were very fun. So yeah, have a wonderful day everyone, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.
Exile, you're making me nervous.